Hey, it's Kaylee. You know me as the Parts Girl, and I work here at PartsEdge. Thanks for following this awesome journey as we highlight thought leaders and trailblazers, share best practices in fixed ops, and cover success stories of how dealers sell more parts and service. This is the PartsEdge podcast with Kaylee Filio.
I'm actually just going to dive right into the fact that you guys work in the same house and in the same industry. And I would love to know how you guys really navigate kind of separating and not always talking about work. That would be my first question.
Primarily, I get banished to to one of the offices. We actually have 2 offices. One's like a hallway office, and the other one. So I get banished to my corner of the house because 'cause I'm really loud, and I don't use headphones because I hate them. So, yeah, I get banished to my office, and then, a lot of times we have 3 dogs too, right? So, someone rings the doorbell, something does like that, or you have to be I try to be if she's on a call, I'll try to sneak into the house so the dogs don't go. That doesn't always happen, and I get yelled at for that sometimes. But, the beautiful thing about working together is that we understand when stuff pops up because we've both worked in the dealership, we both worked on the vendor side. So, and it's a fantastic that you have someone to get their perspective if you're struggling with something. And that's, Courtney has a very, very unique perspective on a lot of different things. And as husband and wife, it's usually not always as simple as I make it, and it's probably not always as complicated as she makes it. It's somewhere in the middle, and we need those perspectives to really solve issues a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I can feel that too. I mean, having someone that works in the dealership and you live with them, but I run into the fact that he's like, I don't even want to talk about it right now. Or, I don't want to solve any problems right now. Corey, I want to hear from you too, your perspective on how you guys navigate working in the same home together, same industry, because it's different than working in the same office together. Because
Yeah.
you're dealing with home life and work, and yeah. So I'm just gonna shut up and let you talk.
No, you're fine. It's definitely difficult, but summer is here, so I like to move outside and work from outside. I'm only at home 2 days a week. The rest I've got an office at the church. So it's not as difficult, but it's really good because if I've got something that I need his help on or how to word something to somebody, I just ask his perspective because he's really, really good at sales and I'm not. And so I can just ask him, how would you handle this? How would you say it? And
Yeah, you complement each other with your strengths.
yeah,
It sounds like.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I
that's good that you have an.
totally
Yeah.
agree.
What? Go ahead.
I totally agree. Like, it's kind of funny that we had this conversation because both of us have had conversations over the last 24 hours where she shared her perspective with me, and then I shared my perspective with her like an hour ago on something separate. So there's something that one of the biggest things is you constantly have to reset. Okay.
Mm.
And, and it's a mindset of being super, super grateful. It's a mindset of you have psychological anchors or things that you do before you go to work, right? So like for instance, one of the things I do is I put my baseball cap on and then I know it's time to work, and then Courtney will tell you most of the time around the house I don't have a baseball cap if I'm outside of work. I don't usually wear one. And so having that anchor, being extremely grateful. And then one thing that we continuously do is try to get a perspective from some people that are less fortunate. And Courtney does a lot more charity work, but both of us we've done probably 5,000 charity events with the dealership throughout our automotive career, probably close to 5,000. And so having that perspective makes it easier to solve problems because you realize it's not as bad as you initially thought it was because there's people out there less fortunate. And so psychological anchors, being very, very grateful, having a different perspective. And then if you get really out of whack, we go do something radically kind for somebody else.
I like that.
And that kind of sets your mind back to on a regular basis to and it makes everything, because the most important thing is if you get stuck on just the money and the sales and the this and the that, then tends to both of us get to both of us, because our job is to just help people, right? So if you focus on helping people, all the other stuff comes.
How do
So
you, Courtney? How do you deal with this? You talk so much.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, you were like, hey, I want you both, and I was like, I'll just be sitting there the whole time.
See that I'm like, I feel like I have to control this and be like, okay, lad, shut up so Courtney can talk.
No, I knew this. I knew it. So I was just planning on just sitting here.
So I want to dig into the charity work because I know that's your passion, Courtney. And it sounds like that's kind of how you guys stay grounded. It's your way of giving back, and the gratitude and all of that. So how do you guys manage that with such busy lives, and what is your passion? Or I don't even know what to ask, but like talk about the charity work you guys do.
Well, we started it for charity work when we both worked at the dealership here in Amarillo, and Brad did all of the marketing. So we were at events in the surrounding areas maybe 4 to 5 times a week. So football games, hockey games, like you name it, because we'd have to take the vehicles there and then park the vehicles and then talk to people, set up a booth. And so by doing that, you really get to know a lot of people in the dealership. You get to build those relationships and everything. And at the dealerships that we worked at, they both sent you into what's called a leadership class. And you get to learn about all of the nonprofits here in the Amarillo area and surrounding towns. And there's actually over 300 501(c)(3)s just in Amarillo.
Wow, that's amazing. And
Yes.
Amarillo is not very big. Like is it a pass through town?
we have a big interstate that comes straight through. So we have probably 300,000 people within a 30-mile radius of Amarillo.
That's not very big at all. But that's a
No.
lot of 300. Wow. Okay.
And the dealership group that we came from has a 25% market share. So 1 out of every 4 cars sold in the Amarillo area come out of those dealerships.
Wait, you guys both worked at the same dealership together?
We did.
Is
That's
that how
how-
you guys met?
Well, technically, I worked at the Volkswagen store, and Courtney was a salesman assistant at the Toyota store, and I was a salesman at the Volkswagen store. And a guy that used to work for me that actually came over to the car business actually introduced us.
Aw.
So shout out to Trevor Moya. And Courtney would say, shout out to Trevor for ruining her life. So that's
Yes.
what she would say.
I have
She
to ask
do that all the
I
time.
have to ask this story. Like, Courtney, did you like have your eye on him? Like, or Brad, did you have your eye on her? Like, how did this
No.
all transpire?
No, we both got out of real relationships, and so we were each other's rebound date.
And that person, I forgot his name already. He was
His
like, you
name's-
guys, what was his name?
Yeah, Trevor Moya.
Trevor, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. I'm so bad. He was like, you guys should just have a rebound date, or like,
No, he weeks before he introduced us, he was like, he goes, y'all will be married. Like, y'all should date and y'all will be married within 6 months. And so he kept talking and we're like, no. So then finally we were just like, okay, fine.
wait, okay, so you guys were talking, you were like, no. So what was like, why were you guys no? Like, were you just like, Brad's super annoying, or like you like it, or you're like,
The first time I met him, he wouldn't even look up at me. He was on his phone and was like, hi, it's nice to meet you.
Brad?
Hey,
How long
hey,
ago was this?
you know, I was a young sales guy
You were
trying to make
29.
it. Huh?
29's not young.
Wow. All right. I was a green salesperson trying to make it and trying to figure out my path. But yeah, no, it was little did she tell you, okay? Now she's throwing shots. But little did she tell you that she called me on the phone and wouldn't hang up on the phone until I asked her out. So
Not true. Not
little
true.
do you know
Okay, Courtney,
That-
what's your side of the story?
He said that he texted this guy and said she doesn't have that annoying of a voice.
That's not what I said. So when Courtney answered BDC calls in the BDC, she would be like, "Street Toyota, this is Courtney," and so her voice would get higher. So I told her when she
It's
called me,
like
I
your
go,
customer service voice. Like,
"Yes, yeah, yeah." So she goes, I said, "Your voice isn't as squeaky as Trevor said it was," and that was my like icebreaker.
good job, Brad. That's a way to win her.
I mean, it worked. It worked.
yeah, you pissed her off. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Okay, so how do we reel this back in? So you guys all worked together, went on a rebound date, and then after that, you're just like, it's meant to be. And how many years later are we talking? Like, how many years?
So we met in 2014, got married in 19.
Yeah,
So-
so it's been a while. Okay.
So like it was probably 2 or 3 weeks after we met that we started dating, right? Yeah.
Probably. I don't even know how dating works. Like, I haven't met my husband in high school. I don't know what that like. What's dating? She's like, hey, I like you, and then you just never really get rid of the person. They just always kind of stay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how has it been? I know you guys kind of transitioned out of the dealership world at different times. Courtney, you were part of the top. What is that award? Oh my gosh, the 40 under 40 award. Or you won awards. So I want to kind of highlight you and your success of everything you did in the dealership world and what you're doing now. So if you want to talk through that, talk yourself up.
Okay. Yeah, so I was internet manager, so BDC was my baby as BDC agent, assistant manager, and then moved up to internet manager.
So that was your baby. BDC is your baby.
Yes. So it was really important to me. Actually, I went in about through when COVID hit, May 1st of 2020.
Mhm.
So COVID, and they said, okay, good luck. And I'm like, what do you mean good luck? Like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but like, I need help. And they're like, well, you'll figure it out.
They're like, we need a BDC, but we don't know what to do, so you figure it out. We just know we need it.
Yes, pretty much. And so Brad introduced me to a whole bunch of people driving sales. They really helped me. And it was just contacting people and saying, listen, I need help. Like, I'm starting. Can you please, like, talk to me like I'm 5 and teach me everything? Like, I want to know what VDP stands for. Like, I want to know the basics. And that's what I did. Like, thank goodness, like, people, like, I contacted all of our vendors and I was like, okay, can you teach me how to keep you accountable? Like, what are metrics that I need to be looking at? And they did, like, all of the vendors were like, yeah, we'll schedule meetings with you and we'll help you. And that's what we did. So I made sure and I met with the vendors every single week for probably at least 6 months.
Wow.
And then after the 6-month mark, then I was like, okay, we can meet we'll go once a month,
Yeah.
you know? But the vendors, like, they weren't even getting met with from anybody at that dealership. And so I was just constantly in meetings all the time.
Doesn't that happen a lot with like the dealerships? Like they have so many vendors, and it's like, who is responsible for, holding the vendors accountable? And like, that's great that you did that.
Yeah, nobody else was doing it. And so that's one of the things that I teach on is how to keep your vendors accountable, what questions to ask, what metrics, and I can customize reports in CRMs to that way it emails you if you want it daily, weekly, or monthly to show the report of how many leads you're receiving, how many bad leads you're getting, what's your closing percentage, how many units you're selling, how much profit you're making from each unit. And so I would count that, and if there was 3 months back to back where we're going in the hole or you're sending more bad leads than what you're promised us, then there's an issue. We need to sit down. We need to talk. And I talked to a friend who used to work in one of the vendors that we used, and she told me one time, she was like, listen, y'all pay for 150 leads. However, if you only have 100 customers that send in leads, we have to submit 50 bad leads to get you to that 150. And I'm like, wow, thank you so much for telling me that. Like, I had no idea. So I
Mhm.
make sure that my dealers that I use and people know that if you're paying for a certain amount and you're not getting that you'll receive a lot of bad leads.
I think because we're more on the fixed op side, Brad and I, like, it's insane how much the front end spends on things, and it's like, I'm like, "You can't spend a little bit out of your parts department?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, just
Well,
listening to that, I'm like, "Oh
No,
my god."
so let me tell you this. This is really cute, and I wish I would have recorded this. So 2 weeks ago, we went to New Mexico. We went to go see the party animals versus the Texas tailgaters. So
I feel like I
Savannah
saw
Banana.
pictures of this, maybe,
Yes.
on Facebook.
So it
Yeah,
was
okay.
so much fun.
Aw.
But we went a day early, and Brad went to all of these dealerships, and he went and he got cases of energy drinks. And he walked up to one of the guys at the counter, and he said, "Here you go. Here's for you." It was a case of energy. And this little boy, he wasn't a little boy, but he was probably in his, younger 20s. So I call him a little boy. And his his jaw dropped, and he looked at Brad and he goes, "This is for us?" And Brad goes, "Yeah, thanks for all you do." And he goes, We never get anything. Thank you so much." And you could just tell how appreciative he was because nobody does help the service department.
No. Why is that? Brad, can you talk about that? Like, why do you like, what hap
yeah.
why?
So here's the thing, okay?
I have my opinion, but
I have a saying now that I came up with. Uh, and I'm gonna say it on here because I know this is kind of unfiltered. So
yeah,
I say
go for it.
sales gets all the cool shit, right? And the reason why is because on a mindset of a dealership or a service manager or a parts manager or anything, right? Is a lot of these salespeople can come in and sell somebody on the sell side and say, "Oh, all you got to do is sell one more car," right? Well, for a product like ours or a product like yours, Kaylee, they have to sell a lot more parts or they have to sell a lot more service and have a lot more interactions, right?
Mhm.
And so what happens is there's some anxiety with service managers and there's some anxiety with parts managers by putting their stamp on that. And normally they haven't been a part of conversations on technology or marketing or you know what I mean? So we've kind of like the industry kind of did it to itself because they've alienated these service managers and parts managers from those conversations. And I think that's something that Courtney does really well and that we've done really well in the past is they were always in the conversations of the dealership we came up in, right? It was always running stuff by.
So
I
is that
left.
surprising to you guys when you left? Like, how that
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was
Right.
surprising because we kind of lucked out, honestly, and we kind of won the lottery when it comes to owners and GMs and stuff as we came up in the industry, right? So um, the interesting thing is I left in 2017, right, as the e-commerce director, and it took 3 years before Courtney started holding all the vendors accountable, which was my job back then. So the transition periods during that time they probably had no input, right? And
Mhm.
so it's making it deliberate to have input from the service managers and the service advisors. And one of the things that Courtney and I did when we were in the dealership, and that's so vital to dealerships, is surveying your dealership, the whole dealership on different topics and issues. And we did that when it came
Like
to
your team,
nonprofits. And then
right?
we would adopt the nonprofit around whatever their big event was every year. So that was one of our big things. That's why we did so many charity events.
Wow.
But generally, okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm probably gonna get in trouble. So
It's okay.
generally,
I want
if
you to
you
get in
take
trouble.
if you take something to a service manager or a parts manager, most of the time they care so much more about their people than a sales manager. Most of the time. Now that's not every dealership, but most of the time they do. So if you take something to a parts manager or service manager or advisor or whatever, they're gonna look at it like, hey, this guy's taking care of my people. Now I'm corny, so I say, oh look, I'm already helping you turn more hours if I give you a case of Monster, right? So I'm corny, but it's one of the coolest things because service never gets anything, right? And it'll open so many more doors because you're being a little bit more thoughtful. So like on my follow up, I'll say, hey, do you guys want Monster or Red Bull? And I give them a choice between the two.
And did it
And
respond?
once they pick, man, they're hooked. You know what I mean? Like
Okay,
it's a
so
hook set.
Brad is so successful because he gives them energy drinks. He gets them all
That's true.
amped up.
That's totally true.
That's your sales tech. So if anyone's listening, just
Yeah.
give them gifts because they don't get anything. They're like, especially Parts is the redhead stepchild. So
If someone's ghosting you, you can send them a case of energy drink and be like, hey, when you drink all these, you'll have enough time to call me back. And that's I use that all the time.
okay, so then this is random. What's the most popular energy drink that people like?
The White Monster.
White
Hands
Monster?
down.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's so
Now
bad.
me
Do you
myself,
drink
I'm
that?
more of a Bang sort of guy.
A big
You
one?
know?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Courtney, do you drink energy drinks?
Yes.
Oh, which one are you?
Kind of whichever. I really like Uptimes.
Uptimes. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that one. Maybe I need to get amped up on energy drinks.
Yeah.
Do you guys have some good energy?
No, we're tired all the time. I have a filter on because then my eye bags will show.
Oh my gosh. I feel tired all the time too, so you're not alone.
I'm all no filter. I'm just
See, you have what? Two kids, right?
Yes.
So you have 2 kids. I have a Brad. I mean, like, I feel you, girl.
I should have just came on here, Kaylee, and put my name as Courtney's husband because that's what I'm known for in automotive now.
Yes.
Is yeah. So that's something that's fantastic is having someone that has a network and watching her get the top 40 under 40 and going through that process. You're just like, she deserved. I never got it. I never got top 40 under 40.
When it's
So
too late,
first
right?
off, she rubs it in.
He's 40.
Okay. It's too
Yeah.
late, Brad. It's
Yeah.
too late.
So she rubs it in that she got it, not and that I didn't get it. But the cool thing is having someone to experience that kind of stuff with and getting to go, I got to go be arm candy for her at the ceremony and stuff like that. So it's cool because she has her own area expertise in automotive that's, not terribly different than mine, but she's way better at what she does than like her competency level is 10 times higher than mine, so she's way better at what she does than what I do. So
And she's shaking her head, so she thinks what are you thinking? You guys are in different areas of the industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very much so. But okay, so Brad is very loud and I'm quieter and reserved. And Brad's like, I love talking about me. And I'm like, let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you. And
Brad, typical sales guy, just let him talk
Yeah.
about themselves.
yeah.
we're a lot to handle. What do you want me to say?
I don't
Like-
even know. But that's great because you guys compliment each other on so many levels. It's great. And it's cool to bring you guys together because I think there's a lot of people in the industry that their spouse is working in the industry. Either they're working together, working in different sides of the business, or one's a vendor, one's working at the dealership. Because that's something I appreciate is my husband's a parts manager, so I get to bug him to no end. And he's like, why are you asking me all these questions? I'm like, well, you're right there. It's easy.
Yeah. Just look it up.
Yeah.
So one of the best things I ever learned to say, right, is like we would like when we first started dating and stuff like that, we would have fights all the time because Courtney would come home and she would have an issue and I had already kind of done that job and I would just solve the issue like that. That's not the right thing to do, guys. It's not the right thing to do.
You gotta
So
let her solve that
sometimes
issue, Brad.
your wife just wants you to listen. So if you ask this question, hey, is this something you want me to help you with? Or is this something that you want me to just experience with you? It changed how we talk about everything.
That
Because
makes so much
now,
yeah.
before I even get to ask the question, she'll tell me which one.
Yes, that's great communication, guys. Like, because most of the time, I know I don't want you to solve my problem. I just wanna talk about it. I just, like, want you to not completely solve it.
Yeah. So if you tell your husband that, like, start asking me this question because sometimes you do want some help and you want some perspective. But what it does for guys is it helps us switch off that problem solving mode, right? Because especially in automotive, we're always solving a problem. So if we can switch that into experiencing and listening, that's a totally different.
Yeah, I feel like now I'm in marriage, counseling therapy. Okay, so what time are we at? We're at oh, wow, we've done good, guys. Is there anything that you guys, like, wanna add or share that's exciting that you are working on in the industry or just kinda like what's your general feeling of what is actually going on in the industry right now?
For me personally, when I talk to the dealerships I'm working with, is I've got one in California, and they're like, we can't do that. Tariffs. Like we're waiting for tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. And right now, my California dealers are. That's all they're waiting on right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big thing. Tariffs is a big thing. So I think that's a big thing. If you look at fixed ops as a whole, customer pay is coming down, warranty work is going up. And so that's kind of how the market's going right now. Tariffs and then, customer pay going down on the service side of stuff and warranty going up and how the tariffs might affect the warranty side of stuff, right? Because we have more recalls and stuff like that going on.
Mhm.
So the ability to get parts in and effectively source that kind of stuff. And then if you look at, hey, what if we can't get OEM parts? We have to resort to aftermarket parts or something like that. That can affect your warranty labor rate increase. That can affect your warranty parts markup percentage. So,
And the value to your customers too.
oh,
They don't
100%.
they're not coming to your
100%.
aftermarket. So yeah.
So, I mean, trying to find a balance between all of that and them not having tools to do so is fantastic. One thing that if you want something from my perspective on what I see that Courtney does that's fantastic is she's able to build out workflows and she uses Chat GPT to build out all these customized workflows for all of these dealers and word it in so many different ways and take her style and input it into there and then retake it out. So she's built a massive playbook for pretty much every CRM out there and
That's
training manuals for every single
That's
almost.
huge because
Yeah.
CRMs are just so complex and just you need a consistent workflow. You need a guide, like you need a
Yes.
Bible to follow. And it's like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
I
AI
have
does
that.
so yeah, go
So
ahead.
for like drive centric, anybody that is even looking at switching to drive centric, I have gone in and taken screenshots of every single step by step process on how to do it and then typed out how to do it.
Did
And
you
so I
is
bet
that like
there's
an ebook people can download?
no, so all I have to do is share it. So I've shared it with so many different dealers who are thinking about switching to drive centric. And I asked the guys at Drive, I asked Lacey and Steve, I said, hey, listen, I made this. Can I send it out? You guys can send it out. And so I bet I sent it to 10 dealers just to help them.
That's incredible.
So
I think you should just put that out there to everyone.
Yeah, we could probably do a white paper on LinkedIn or something
Yeah,
where they
like
could download it, Courtney.
yeah,
that's a
I
huge
can do it.
deal. And if you could do
She'll
that
make
for
me do it. She'll make
I hate yeah,
I'm
just
her
make them do
marketing
it.
person.
So
So,
you're his marketing you're the marketing person for her. You're her assistant.
a
Your other
100%.
job.
100. I'm IT tech support. I'm marketing.
He
I
does
got a lot
everything.
of
I
hats.
hate social media.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm social
hardly ever
media
on social media.
advertiser. Yeah.
But we go back to, like, you guys have certain strengths and you complement each other, and so you just need to have a project for Brad so you can manage him. Like, have a bunch of all the tasks that you need him to do so that
Oh,
nothing yeah.
we
Oh,
have a
oh,
shared
yeah.
document.
Yeah. So she makes fun of me, Kaylee, because the only part of my life that's like really, really, really organized is the freezer where all of the wild game is
Oh, yeah.
that I've
You
hunted.
have
That's the
inventory?
only part that's organized. And it's organized, it's dated, it's labeled, it's in specific order. So
And do you have
it's
a
kind of fun.
spreadsheet that, like, tracks it so when you take something out, you, like, minus it out?
No, but I know based on which drawer it's in, what's so the etiquette for eating wild game is first in, last out. So yeah, that's that's the only part of my life that is like extremely, extremely organized. But that's she's fantastic at organizing stuff. So if I need to organize something or I need some input on something, she can spit it off in 2 seconds.
Color coordinated and everything.
Why women are just so naturally good at it. I don't know why. We're just so organized.
Oh yeah, every time I leave town, some part of the house gets remodeled. Like my office got painted the other day.
That's a thing, guys. Okay, when the husband goes away, the wives do the shit they wanna do so their husband's not in their effing way because they're like, "Well, why are you doing that?" Or, "I don't think that's a good" No, it's a good idea. Go away.
Yep, I repainted his whole office, cleaned it all, shampooed the carpets, everything.
Yeah,
Love
2
it.
days
sure did.
later, it was a disaster, but
Yeah,
Who's that?
I'm like a tornado. So
Yeah, I'm glad we have a not your actual background. I would love to see what it looks like.
it's not bad.
It's not bad, it's pretty clean. But it's so funny. She's her face, no. It's funny how we do things when our husbands go away.
right.
So
He's been
you've
home
been
for 3 weeks now, and this is the longest he's been at home for a while, and I'm like, "Don't you have somewhere to go?"
did you so I wanna know too, before we, like, wrap this up. Brad, did you want your office painted, or Courtney, did you just want to paint it for him?
No, it was irritating her. Right. The next thing that's gonna happen is we're putting hardwood floors in the office, the other bedroom, and our bedroom. And so she wanted to get it painted before we even started looking at that. So I'll tell you something that she doesn't even know. I already had a hardwood floor guy come out and measure everything and getting the samples to have it ready when she says go. So I can just tear the carpet out, get out of town, let him do it, come back.
And
So
it'll be done.
so I support it, right? I learned a long time ago, my best friend taught me. Courtney wanted to remodel the kitchen. And I was talking to my best friend and I go, dude, what am I going to do? She wants to remodel it. He goes, steer into it. And I go, what? Are you crazy? It's going to cost me a lot of money. And she goes, steer into it. So I steered into it. And then Courtney was like, nah, I'm just going to replace the knobs on all the cabinets. And that was it was like $100 and something dollars. And I was like, this is brilliant. I'm steering into everything from here on out.
It
So
doesn't always work.
that's a pro tip for you guys out there. If your wife wants to remodel something, steer into it.
Now, Kaylee, I will tell you one thing about he says that's gonna cost me a lot. So one thing that we've never done is shared our money.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
that's a topic.
everything is always separate.
Yeah.
So technically, I charge him rents,
Yep.
Mhm.
and he just pays me.
So
That works well for a lot of people. I know
Yep.
several people that do that. So
yeah, I mean it works well. It works well for us because um we just it just works well for us because we don't ever fight over money. We've never had a fight over money since we've been together.
yeah, I love how you clarify that though, because when you say that, it makes it sound like you're the one that's in charge, but it's like you're in charge of yours and she's in charge of her, and then
Oh no, she pays all the bills. I don't even know how much money we got, honestly. I don't want to know. I don't care. I just send it to her. She takes care of everything. She's excellent when it comes to that and she does a fantastic job and so that's what she's good at. She's good at I'm not good at that, right? So I'm good at making money, but I'm not great at I'll let her deal with the rest of it and that way she tells me, She also tells me we're poor all the time. So if I want to buy something, she knows how to get me to shut up because
To
she
think
tells me
about
we're,
it,
we're
like
poor. What?
Like, we can't afford that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, what was I gonna say about that? Darn it.
if
Forgot.
you're a car dealer, we're living on ramen over here. We need you to reach out so that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we needed you to buy our services because we
That's
don't
right.
do
That's right.
ramen and no, I was gonna say something, darn it. What was it about? Oh, it's gone. It's gone. I hate when that happens.
Brad has a tendency to do that.
I know when he's talking, it's like I have so many thoughts. Just shut up so I can actually say it. I'm just picking on you, Brad.
That's okay. I knew I was gonna get tag teamed already. I already knew I was gonna get beat up on.
I think this is probably gonna be one of the better podcasts because it's like people don't want to hear about like lectures or like we're just having conversation, picking at each other, gossiping a little bit, like good gossip type stuff. Like, yeah, it's fun. So I'm glad we did this.
I think the main thing that the three of us share, right, is number one, we want to just help people, right? Number two, we're gonna help you make money. Any three, we're gonna help you make money. But that's not the important part. What the important part is what you can do with that, right? Can you reinvest in employees? Can you reinvest in the technology? Can you reinvest into your community? And that's what drives, I think, all three of us is that's the most important thing. And when you have a partner like that that's focused on being a partner and helping you improve those different areas, that's what separates everybody, right? Is because we think like that.
Yeah. I thank you for that, Brad, because I really do believe that we all are really working to solve problems, help people, and it's really rewarding to like when you because we're so in our lanes of what we focus on, whereas a dealer is there's so many things going on, and we're able to like open the eyes and show the opportunity of just this one small area of their business, and it's so amazing what dealerships just how much opportunity there is. I love
Yeah.
this industry. I'm so glad.
Courtney, you should tell the
oh.
story about when Mr. Street opened the Volkswagen store.
Ooh, I want to hear. Which story?
Which
What
story?
the reason he opened the Volkswagen store?
That Volkswagen contacted him and asked him if he would open the store, and he kept saying no, and they said, "Well, we don't want anybody else."
Wow.
And then he said he then decided on it because he goes, I started thinking about it and I could bring 60 to 70 jobs to the market that are good jobs, and it wasn't about the money that was going to generate from the Volkswagen store. It was about providing jobs to the community.
To the community. Yeah. Well, I just got goosebumps. Like that's to be able to do that is incredible. To better people's lives, bring in more jobs and you guys really had a great I mean, I'm sure you still have a relationship, but working there you had a great dealer. That's a question too. Like how was it leaving such a great environment for you guys? I keep thinking of questions. This is a long podcast, but we're just going with it.
It was hard. For me, it was very, very hard, very emotional. Um, a lot of great things happened at the dealership, but a lot of bad things happened at the dealership. Um, you know, and uh and it was having to decide, did the good outweigh the bad or did the bad outweigh the good?
Mhm.
And I was at that point. I was breaking, and we were hurting, and it was okay, do we put right now my family comes third. It was work, God, and then my family.
Mm.
And I was like, I
Yeah.
have this all backwards. And um and I decided to change it. And once I changed it and we said God's first, our family second, then everything changed.
And there was a lot of anxiety. Like when I left, I didn't feel like I had any I couldn't move up anymore on the dealership, and it was hard because I love the people that I work with. I still love the guys that work there. There's some of my John Luciano is one of my mentors in life. And he's mentored kind of me and Courtney over the last 5 or 6 years. There's not a better person
Hmm.
in all of automotive. And it was even especially hard because Courtney's so good at what she does, but dealership life is demanding. It's very demanding, especially if you're going to be a high achiever like she is, in a department where you don't normally have a high achiever. When she quit, like, my job was to be as supportive as possible and say, "Hey, I'll figure it out. Like, we'll figure it out. Let's get rolling. Do what you want to do. Follow what God's telling you to do. Go into the." She'll tell you that I supported her 9,000% and finally told her, like, just you're gonna have to step away.
Yeah. That's a really hard thing to go through because it sounds like you really built that up and then you were amazing at what you were doing, and to walk away from that, is incredibly hard. But then you just have those feelings where you've I don't wanna say outgrown it, but you do, like, there's more. I feel like in the au when you're working directly at a dealership, it's almost like you live in dog years. Like, your years are so much oh, yeah. Did I say that right? Because dog years, like, dog is really so my dog's 9,
Yeah,
but
every year's is
actually
7 years. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, okay, so I said it right. That's so true. Because oh my gosh, I feel like my husband all he has so much more gray hair. Like, I don't think it's because I mean, he's getting older and we have kids, but I really think, like, it's such a demanding, stressful job. It's so stressful.
Now, I'm gonna take up for him because I'm pretty sure probably both of you guys dye your hair. You can't really tell how much gray hair, you know what I mean?
I
So
don't
I'm
dye
gonna
my
take
hair.
up.
I
Huh?
actually I actually am starting to see grays though. Like, I was
Oh, okay.
FaceTiming my
Alright.
daughter
I'm
and I
just
was like,
making sure. I'm just making sure. I gotta take up for us guys out there because I got a lot of gray hair and stuff like that. So
"Do you have gray hair? I thought you had no hair."
I got
Well, it's
gray
gray.
hair on the side. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not picking on him, but oh my gosh, it's like there's so much gray, especially when it grows out, you know? I just like but I really do think it's 'cause it's like the dealership is really adding to that gray hair.
Yeah, there's a
It
lot of, I
will.
mean, praise to the people that are able to do it 20, 30 years. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a grind, and I love the dealership life. I miss aspects of it, right? So
Mhm.
I miss the charity stuff. I miss selling cars. I miss the interaction with the people. Um, but I think it's gonna have to evolve down the road to have some more work-life balance.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of dealerships that are already doing that,
There is,
right?
yeah, which is impressive.
But I think that's the biggest thing is work-life balance, is really, really tough, and,
Mhm. And it's
thank
taxing on
goodness now we have a
your
lot
health,
better
your
work-life
everything.
balance, we get to do a lot of stuff Courtney and I get to do a lot of stuff for a lot of less fortunate people, you know?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that we had this conversation. Like, this was so much fun to bring you guys together and just talk about the industry and, um, couples working together, and yeah, you guys are awesome, so thank you.
Thank
Is there
you.
anything
Thank
you
you
wanna
for
add?
having us.
Yeah.
Nah.
No? Okay. I think Brad's distracted now. It's
No,
like,
no, no.
"You're gonna say goodbye."
I'm
Well,
good. I was just trying to give her time to talk so I didn't get yelled at later. Uh, no, I appreciate you, Kaylee. You're always a great connector of people, and Courtney and I, we definitely rearranged our schedule because we appreciate your
Aw,
friendship
thank you.
and we think PartsEdge is a fantastic company, and I love working alongside of you guys, and you guys do a excellent job. So,
Thank you. Same to you
we're
guys too.
excited. If you guys want to reach out to us on LinkedIn or you want to reach out to us on email, we'll help anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. So just give us a call. Our biggest thing is being resources for people. Um, and that's the main thing
Mhm.
for us. We both share that vision that we want to move automotive forward, and we want to help people, want to make things easier. Um, and that's what we do.
Thank you. We'll have your guys' links too so people can connect with you guys. I know, yeah, you guys are amazing people to connect with, and I'm so glad that we're all connected. So thanks so
yeah.
much.
Thank you.